A single. This main event is for the first to decide who will be the first ever Atomic champion. We have got a belt for them. It is an interim belt sponsored by Black Cat Bar, Liverpool. Please look at them. The belt, the Atomic belt will be presented in a ceremony on February the 21st. Get your tickets for that now. But we're going to get our two competitors out now. Introducing first.
What a show we've already had, and what a main event we've got lined up to crown the very first Atomic Pro Wrestling champion.
What a main event, even without the stakes at hand. This match already had incredibly high stakes.
You're absolutely right. Joe Kessler, undefeated in Atomic.
The Cyber Slayer cutting a very distinct figure, unlike anyone else you'll see in and around the squared circle. And the Vault, the dwellers of the Vault here at Atomic Pro have absolutely embraced this man who embodies the spirit of Atomic Pro Wrestling in so many ways.
Completely agree with you. Joe Kessler brings all the energy. He explodes into the ring every time. What a huge opportunity he's got here tonight.
Well, we'll see a question answered tonight. Because Joe Kessler, as you rightly pointed out, is undefeated, not been pinned or submitted in Atomic Pro Wrestling. However, he is not the only one.
You're absolutely right. Scott Oberman is also undefeated in Atomic, 4-0.
Well, tonight, one of these men will win, one of these men will lose, one will become champion, and nothing else matters. Scott Oberman's someone who clearly does things at his own pace.
Is in no rush tonight.
He believes that the Atomic Pro Wrestling Championship is manifest destiny, that it is his for the taking, that it will inevitably be his. So if you think victory is an inevitability, why rush? Why? And when you have an opponent like Joe Kessler who comes out full of fire, full of passion, maybe this is Oberman's way to take that fire away, to quench it, to let the doubt sneak in.
Yeah, I do. I was about to say that. I think you're right. I think it's mind games from Scott Oberman.
Or he hasn't got his boots on yet. No, maybe
there he is. Finally. The real thing.
Just look at those eyes. Look at the way he carries himself. To his mind, this is his world, and we are trespassing.
Since turning a new leaf, he's just turned things up a notch in his career.
It's a real thing. He believes that he is the truest, purest, most authentic version of himself that there has ever been. He feels that he is ready. He feels that this is his moment. Have you ever spoken to Scott Oberman?
Are you kidding?
It
No.
is deeply unsettling.
Avoid him as much as possible.
I don't think I've seen him blink.
Certainly an intimidating figure. But who is going to come out the first ever Atomic Pro Wrestling Champion? Scott Oberman, Joe Kessler. It's all on the line.
Introducing first, standing to my right, hailing from Manchester, weighing in at 230 pounds, with a record of 3 wins and no losses. He is the Midnight Mercenary, the Cyber Slayer, the undisputed death dealer. He is Joe Kessler! And standing to my left, hailing from Liverpool, weighing in at 190 pounds, with a record of 4 wins and no losses. He is the real thing, Scott Oberman!
This is it. This is it. The 2 undefeated wrestlers in Atomic Pro. One will be defeated.
Oh! I got cut off there by this familiar music.
Well, there's only one man that would come to the ring for this. And what can I say? When you're right, you're right.
Tony Wright, what's he got to say about this? The winner of the Monster Mash Rumble.
He's looking very stylish.
I need to tell you why I'm out here, right? This is a hell of a matchup. Scott Oberman, Joe Kessler. What a matchup that is. Undefeated. Undefeated. We're going to find out who the true king of Atomic is. And you can't do that match without Tony Wright. You got 3-0. You got 4-0. So am I, baby. 4-0. And let me say, did you eliminate 12 people to become the first winner of the Monster Mash Rumble? Did you survive an onslaught to win the first ever meltdown match? I don't think you did, mate. So, I was told... Kiss the winner? That's not what I'm going to do. What I am going to do, I was told I was here to compete. And when I found out what that was, I found out with you. Because this is going to be a triple threat elimination match.
Oh my God. Triple threat elimination, a 3-way dance, harking all the way back to the origins of the bout with Terry Funk.
This is now a 3-way elimination match. A 3-way elimination match.
Oh, the night the line was crossed in 1994 in ECW. Terry Funk, Sabu, Shane Douglas in the first ever match of its kind. That night they went to a time of a draw, but tonight I don't think we're going to see the same event.
The main event is now triple threat elimination. Joe Kessler, Scott Oberman, and now Tony Wright has inserted himself in the mix. What an incredible main event. And it hasn't even started yet.
What must it be like for Joe Kessler and Scott Oberman to suddenly find themselves in a match that they were not expected?
Yeah, I mean, this is very different to the one-on-one matches that they're familiar with. Oh, big back body drop. Tony Wright landed awkwardly on that.
Kessler looking for a pile driver. Tony pushes him off.
Kessler, of course, couldn't have prepared for Tony Wright because no one knew he was going to be in this match.
Tony Wright has come to fight. But out of everyone there, I have a feeling that Scott Oberman is the least impressed with this turn of events.
Tony Wright's got the element of surprise on his side as he flies in, takes Oberman down.
Big forearm.
Oh, look at Scott Oberman cleverly bringing Kessler in the way, but he wasn't even affected by it as he goes after Tony Wright. Meets him with those shots in the corner. There's no taking Tony Wright down at this moment in the match.
Tony's come out on fire tonight.
Taking both men out in the early stages. Kessler goes flying.
Tony claiming the higher ground, but
Oberman, watch out! Looking to eliminate him quickly.
Looking to send him home almost as surprisingly as he arrived. Oberman is going to
double stomp.
Crush Tony Wright. Right to the kidneys, to the lower back.
Oberman switches his focus onto Kessler now, who he just pushed into the steel ring post.
As Scott Oberman, cunning, remorseless, has just calculatingly taken out his opponent in Tony Wright and then taken down Scott Oberman. This is very sound strategy.
Scott Oberman said, I have to succeed in this stupid dump at the last straw. He's determined to make this his territory. He's got no respect for the fans. And he wants to come out on top so desperately.
Scott Oberman has been battling something of an identity crisis for a long time, and now he feels that he knows who he is, but clearly he would much rather identify as a champion. As soon as you are a champion, that is the bold typeface underlining your claims.
Championships change everything in wrestling. We see it time and time again. It changes people. It's all about those titles. Look at that flying hip attack from the second rope.
Just smashing straight into the real thing.
It's offense like that won Tony Wright the Monster Mash Rumble, but Joe Kessler just came exploding into the ring with that double clothesline, taking both men out. Oh, that was so loud.
This is the nature of the three-way dance. Scott Oberman and Tony Wright were so preoccupied with one another, as they should be, that they forgot about the Midnight Marauder. This juggernaut.
Triple threat matches, you never know who's around the corner. Shoulders down. You've always got to have eyes in the back of your head.
Sixth sense. In a wrestling match, we talked about this with Joey Hayes and Declan McCarthy. You can be on the offensive and the defensive, but here you almost always have to be on the defensive.
Shoulders are down. Tony Wright not eliminated yet. So that the dynamics of this match are different because it's elimination rather than one fall.
No, we will. Two of these men now will be defeated tonight, and the torque on that cross body almost going through Scott Oberman.
Car crash in the middle of the ring. But like you said, the winner of this match has to outlast two other opponents, defeat them both.
No, there are no flukes here. There's no stealing this win.
Oh, that chop was bloody huge.
Ferocious.
Felt that.
And as we mentioned earlier, it's cold in this building.
Oh, Scott Oberman's just been slammed onto the cold floor of this working brewery.
Oh, that's like an ice rink. That's brutal. But again, Joe Kessler with the strategy looking to isolate one opponent.
Back inside the ring, he's stalking Tony Wright.
Tony's still coming back just from that gargantuan chop.
He's fighting back though. Kessler.
What does he have in mind?
Has him up. Oh, backbreaker.
Just the innovative power game from Joe Kessler.
See how much pain Tony Wright is in as he's covered. Manages to kick out.
No.
As Scott Oberman reaches the ring again.
It says a lot about what Scott Oberman wants to prove today, because
Oh, Kessler going for his pile driver. Looks like no, but Tony Wright was there to put a stop to it.
I feel there's almost a muscle memory with the more commonplace triple threat match, because why strategy if your opponent looks like they're going to put your other opponent away?
Oh.
You should let them, but
Oberman going to the top rope and he dives all the way to the floor. Takes both of the other men out.
it is a long way down. A long way up, but a much longer way down from the top rope to the floor. That's like jumping out the first floor of a building, and all of his weight. Scott Oberman is not a small, slight man. All of that came down on Joe Kessler and Tony Wright.
What lengths will these men go to win the championship?
It speaks volumes that Oberman wants to probably defeat both of his opponents himself, that he isn't willing to let anyone else have an ounce of glory. Momentum.
Picking up speed. Oh, nasty spear.
Could this be it?
Going for the cover now. Shoulders are down. Oh, Joe Kessler out at 2. Not only is the title on the line, but all these undefeated streaks as well.
All paths have led here. When the vault opened for the first time, everybody wanted to make an impression, and these three men have made the most profound impressions of the entire roster.
Joe Kessler's got Scott Oberman up, but he reverses, pushes him into Tony Wright, catches him with the super kick. Scott Oberman launches, off the second rope.
And they're both going for this unusual.
Joe Kessler could be out of the match. Oh, somehow kicks out with both men on top of him. I don't know how.
That's a huge moment for Joe Kessler. A huge statement of intent that together Tony Wright and Scott Oberman could not put him away.
That was emphatic from Joe Kessler.
Who would have imagined this? Who would have predicted this?
Yeah, this is very interesting. In an elimination match, yeah, you can team up and take out a common foe.
Well,
I think they recognise him as obviously a massive threat if they're willing to work together to take Kessler out.
Yeah, it's a mark of respect for the Cyber Slayer. And he is not making it easy for them.
Still on his feet, catches Tony Wright with the chop out of nowhere. Scott Oberman sent for a ride.
I mean, if I was Scott Oberman, I'd seen how he manhandled Tony Wright. I'd have been inclined to run away. Just stacking them up.
Slams Tony Wright on top of Scott Oberman. Now he's targeting Oberman again.
Got him up. Tony.
But look at Tony.
It's an interesting charge from Tony, who would it have been better served to allow Joe Kessler to deal with Scott Oberman.
Oh, again, the backbreaker.
That is a sickening impact. Just
cruel impact.
feel the way your body contorts around that knee.
Looking for the pile driver.
Is this it?
Oh, we've seen it end so many people. Tony Wright has got to be out.
He's done, but what's this?
Scott Oberman rolling him up. Oh, Kessler's out. Kessler has been eliminated.
And he's hurt.
Joe Kessler has been eliminated.
Oberman appeared from out of nowhere with that roll up just after Joe Kessler hit the pile driver.
What did we say? We saw the different strategies, and that was Oberman allowing Joe Kessler to deal it. What could be a deciding blow to Tony Wright.
This match has been flipped on its head. But Tony Wright, how can he keep on fighting after that?
Yes. Let's not undersell this. Joe Kessler suffers his first defeat. But we're still in the match.
Oh, shoulders are down. Oh, in a split second, Tony Wright nearly had it there. Oh, the low blow.
Clearly there are no
Triple threat.
disqualifications.
Rules, no disqualifications. Right in front of the referee. Shoulders are down now.
Well,
I mean, that was an insulting cover by Scott Oberman.
that was
The cockiness. He thought he had that one, but he didn't.
not quite, but
Tony Wright somehow still in this.
and now Oberman has seen his fortunes change. He thought he was going to be going toe to toe with the Cyber Slayer, and now he feels like maybe he's just picking the bones.
Heads to the top rope. Dangerous place to be. Oh, the cutter from the top rope.
Murderous intent. I feel we have a new
Tony
champion.
Wright has got to be out. No! How is Tony Wright still alive? And Scott Oberman is fuming. He can't believe that Tony Wright kicked out.
See with that moment, he likes to act like he's a placid, serene soul, but the mask slips when he doesn't get his way, and that mask slipping in the face of the tenacious Tony Wright. Scott Oberman is not happy.
He's taken Tony up to the corner, precariously on the top rope. Scott wants to end this once and for all.
He's not shy about dropping someone on their head from the top rope. Could this be the difference maker? Now he's on the defensive.
Tony Wright.
What does Tony Wright have in mind?
Oh! Oh!
Sunset flip powerbomb.
What impact on that?
But it took everything out of Tony. Well, did it take everything from Tony Wright? Is the leading man, does he have it in him to make that cover?
Look, he's crawling, he can barely move. That sunset flip powerbomb has took all the energy out of him.
Just instinct, desperation, and
got a slugfest now. Which of these two men is going to become the first ever Atomic Pro Wrestling champion?
this was a colossal opportunity for both men. Neither willing to take a step backwards.
They both know what's on the line and they're not giving in. Just
Tony.
exchanging the shots, but look at Tony.
Tony's throwing more,
Super kick. Straight to the jaw.
and he's looking for that pedigree.
For it. Can he hit it? No, Scott Oberman blocks.
Here we are, rolling through, looking for a backslide, but
Pedigree!
that's got to be it. That's
Oh,
but
look at
Oberman
Oberman. Oh,
rolling,
so clever.
rolling. Well, whether by chance or by design, Scott Oberman may have saved himself.
Could be his ring presence, ring awareness able to roll out, or it could have just been, like you say, just pure exhaustion.
Just luck, but the better you are, the more often you're lucky. Scott Oberman has the absolute edge on experience
Tony
for
going
Tony
for the
Wright.
cover now. Could this be it? No! The referee's hand was millimeters away from the mat, but that time period between the pedigree and the cover just meant that Scott Oberman could kick out. Tony Wright thinks this is his chance.
What does he have in mind? Does he have that knockout blow? Is the leading man about to become the leading man of Atomic Pro? The arms are hooked. Oh no!
Scott Oberman
No!
going for the pile driver, but
No! Tony's got him!
reversal.
Reverse it!
Joe!
Tony Wright!
Done it!
Tony Wright!
Look at Tony's face.
Look at my face. Look.
Atomic Wrestling Champion, Brewing Man, Tony
Tony Wright can't believe it. Neither can Scott Oberman. Neither can anyone in this building.
Well, this was not the outcome we predicted. This was not a moment we anticipated. But this is a moment that will last forever. Still undefeated, still riding that wave of momentum. But above all, etching his name in history. There may well be others, but there will never ever be another first Atomic Pro Wrestling champion.
Tony Wright, he had a fake WWE belt with his Undertaker outfit at the last show, and he said after it that he would have a real belt one day. And he's just achieved his dream in emphatic fashion here at Atomic Nuclear Winter. What a match, what a moment.
The leading man and Tony Wright's true life story is more fascinating than any that a screenwriter can come up with. Surviving open heart surgery as an infant, a man who first started as a backstage interviewer at her shows, who never saw himself in the ring, let alone a champion, let alone a leading man.
Well, what a moment, what a final show of 2023 here at Atomic Pro Wrestling Nuclear Winter. To see Tony Wright defend his championship, join us in 2024.
This speech isn't going to be about me. This speech is about Atomic Pro Wrestling. 5 shows, 5 sellouts, because this is the best place to be in the Northwest, in the country. The fact that I'm now going to be the one to represent this awesome company means the world to me. Thank you. Have a safe journey.